no prophet has risen. Who wrote about it? The account of Moses' death and the statement, no prophet has risen, appears in Deuteronomy chapter 34. But this immediately raises a question. Who wrote about it? It's obvious that Moses himself could not have written the description of his own passing. So do we have to assume that some unknown writer, perhaps living centuries after Moses, added these verses? According to Jewish tradition, recorded in the Babylonian Talmud Bava Batra 14b. The answer is clear. It says, according to Babylonian Talmud, Joshua wrote his own book and 8 verses in the Torah, which describe the death of Moses. Could Joshua also write that no prophet has risen? It is taken from Deuteronomy 34:10. It says, since that time, no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses. They argue it must have been written centuries later after sufficient time had passed to allow for such a statement. But is that really necessary? Would centuries have to pass before someone could say that no prophet like Moses had arisen? Let's recall what Moses himself wrote in Deuteronomy 18:15. The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among you, from your countrymen. To him you shall listen. Joshua knew this promise. After Moses' death, Joshua waited for such a prophet to appear, and after he had finished his book, which took some decades, it was natural and accurate for him to say, no prophet like Moses has arisen. Joshua had expected a prophet like Moses to appear, and when none did, he could rightly write that no such prophet had arisen. There's also direct evidence that Joshua wrote within Moses' own scroll, according to Joshua 24:26. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of God. This statement indicates that Joshua added to the same scroll Moses had written. After Joshua had finished his book, which took some decades, he added the 8 verses in the book of the law of God, with the statement that no prophet has risen. In summary, Joshua wrote about the death of Moses. The statement, no prophet has arisen in Israel like Moses, does not require the assumption of anonymous authors writing centuries later. Joshua had expected a prophet like Moses to appear, and when none did in his lifetime, he could rightly write that no such prophet had arisen. See also the video.